Building sets does not mean you have to have a lot of Lego. In fact, lots of my sets only use a small amount of Lego. You should not feel compelled to build a giant set just because you have the Lego. It's proving nothing and it's kind of a waste of time. If you do need to build a large set, then go right ahead. But if all you need is a small little closet-sized set, then just build that. Some of my favorite sets are really small and don't contain a lot of pieces. Building small sets has several advantages. Of course, there is the first one that it doesn't use a lot of parts. Secondly, they don't take up a lot of room. I admittedly have not very much space to animate, and really I can't build very large sets. My ideal set is one that can fit onto a regular Lego base plate. That way, I can fit it onto my animation table and still have enough room for spare Lego pieces, my camera, my lights, and anything else that I need. If you build your set too big and you can't get it on your table, you've got a serious size issue. Building a small set does not mean it has to look small. If you build it right, you can build a set that looks quite large, but in fact only uses a few pieces. Just take a look at this set. This is actually what the camera will see. How's it look? Is it big, small? You can't really tell. If you place your camera just right, your set can look deceptively large. Just look when the camera zooms out a bit. The set is actually not that big. It contains a fair amount of pieces because it is very detailed, but it is still quite a small set compared to some of the others I've made. This set also shows the importance of only animating what you see. Notice that the figure is standing on that platform. Also notice the furniture propped up as well. Since their bases aren't seen in the original shot, it doesn't matter what the bricks look like, just so long as they look good in the composition. Once again, only build what the camera sees. So, don't worry what the back side of your set looks like. The camera's not going to see it, the audience isn't going to see it, so it doesn't matter if it looks bad. This is where I usually use my brightly colored bricks to support the set and make sure it's sturdy. I also use technique bricks to help hold the set together. Take a look at this set. It's very simple, just a back wall and a base plate and a few other pieces. It looks actually pretty big on screen, but when you zoom out, it's quite small. This is very important in set building, the deception of size. A large set on screen does not have to be a large set in reality. It's all a matter of perspective and how it looks through the camera lens. You have to be careful though when building your small sets. If you build your walls too close together, say about this much, or even less, you won't be able to fit your hands in, and that is important, of course, when you're trying to animate. Just look at all the trouble I had trying to set up this figure.
Come on. Oh, come on.
Obviously, that's not going to work very well. Though the set is extremely detailed, the set is too small and too tight. It'll be virtually impossible to animate that figure walking up those stairs. If it's too small and you can't get your fingers in there, it doesn't matter how good it looks. You have to be able to animate on the set. It'll take some practice to get a good balance between detail and size. I think a good example of this is my Alex and Derek apartment set. It is pretty wide open with only 2 walls, but it contains a good amount of props in it. But despite all that detail, I still have plenty of room to place my figures and animate. A good policy is to leave most of your set, where all the action is going to be happening, clear of props and other items. The greater the number of props in your set, the greater the likelihood that you're going to bump them. Sometimes, when your set is partially built and you have some props, it is a good idea to take the camera and see how it looks. You can adjust props, sets, walls, and other items to see how it looks on screen, and if you need to adjust things. It's an extremely useful technique. It enables you to see how the shot will look through the camera, and you will be able to adjust props and walls as needed. When you have completed the set, you won't have to spend as much time fiddling with the camera to get the right shot you want.